The picture is simple. In order to buy this January, Manchester United must sell. The club has no budget for this month and are pushed up against spending limits. United spent more than £200 million on 5 signings this summer, yet find themselves 13th in the table and winless in 4 Premier League matches. Ruben Amorim has thrown caution over the club's potential activity this month too. However, there are still rumours that a number may leave Old Trafford before deadline day. One of those is Marcus Rashford, who last month said he was ready for a new challenge amid his 4-game exile from the squad. A report from The Guardian claims AC Milan are ready to offer a loan proposal to United for Rashford, but any deal depends on the Italians covering most of his wages, which are reported to exceed £350,000 a week. It is unlikely United would permit a loan unless a large portion of the attacker's salary is covered. Napoli have also been thrown into the frame, although they are in a weaker financial position than Milan, who will mull over United's wage stance. A sale would benefit United better in regards to spending limits, but it seems unlikely clubs would be willing to saddle his full pay packet mid-season. Rashford has already turned down offers from Saudi Arabia and is not considering a move to Turkey, with the 27-year-old looking to bolster his chances to edging back into the England squad. Clubs from Saudi Arabia are hopeful that they might be able to take advantage of United's financial situation and prize Casemiro away from the club in January, according to The Telegraph. Al Nassr, the club of former Real Madrid teammate Cristiano Ronaldo, are framed as the frontrunners. The player is said to be open about the prospect of moving to Saudi, with his 33rd birthday just under 7 weeks away. The midfielder, who has started just 10 Premier League games this season, does not see his United contract expire until 2026. Manchester United flop Antony is being chased by Olympiacos after his agent revealed the winger would accept a loan move this month. United paid £86 million for Antony in September 2022 in arguably the worst value-for-money signing in Premier League history. He has struggled to make any impact since his arrival at Old Trafford, scoring only once this season in the Carabao Cup at Barnsley. The Brazilian has not registered a goal in the Premier League since April 2023, and is yet to even notch an assist this term. The chances of turning around his fortunes suffered a serious blow with Ruben Amorim's arrival as manager. He is yet to start a top-flight game under the 39-year-old and has been left on the bench or out of the squad in 5 of his 9 Premier League matches in charge. With more than 2 years to run on his contract and his hefty transfer fee, a permanent exit is unlikely. But according to the Daily Mail, Olympiacos are now lining up a loan move for the 24-year-old. With Amorim happy to let him leave, several clubs in Europe have become aware of the situation. Olympiacos would welcome Antony's arrival as they look to maintain their title bid. They currently sit top of the Greek Super League, though fierce rivals Panathinaikos are only 2 points behind them. Antony would likely jump at the chance to leave his nightmare at Old Trafford, albeit temporarily. The Brazilian's agent, Junior Pedroso, recently made a come-and-get-me plea on his client's behalf. Many clubs have approached us for Antony's move in January, Pedroso told Give Me Sport. Said, "These clubs wanted to understand the situation for Antony, so I can confirm that there's concrete interest. I can say that Antony's future is very much tied to Manchester United's interests. If the club thinks it would be a good idea to loan Antony out in January so he can get more minutes and regain his trust, we will work together on that option. Otherwise, Antony is working hard to regain his place and show his best skills under the new coach, Ruben Amorim." Amorim has left the door open for Antony to play a bigger role for United. He said last month he needs more confidence. If you remember the Antony that played in Ajax, he lacks a little bit of confidence to go 1-against-1, but he will improve. He is working really hard and trying and playing more inside than outside, especially in this game. He just has to do that, to work really hard, and I will help him to be a better player. Paul Scholes is worried about Kobbie Mainoo's legs and his inability to finish 90 minutes. Mainoo came back into the Manchester United starting lineup for Sunday's 2-2 draw with Liverpool, but was taken off after 72 minutes. It means the 19-year-old has only completed the full 90 minutes once in United's last 5 Premier League games under Ruben Amorim. And it strikes a marked contrast with last season, when the central midfielder regularly closed out full matches under Erik ten Hag. Amorim's two-man midfield demands players bursting with energy, and pundits fear he may struggle to live up to the expectations. Mainu with his legs has to be a worry, Scholes told Premier League Productions, when assessing who should feature in United's midfield. He doesn't finish a lot of games. Michael Owen added, "He looks heavy, but yeah, he tires a lot, doesn't he? And it's one thing he's an unbelievable player, but if there's one thing about Mainu, it's getting around the pitch and his ability to last a full game at the high intensity that's needed." And then you look at the other alternatives. You've got Christian Eriksen that's getting on in years, Casemiro that's never been that mobile but getting on in years. So I guess you're left with Manuel Ugarte and another. You're left with Ugarte. Meanwhile, on Match of the Day, Gary Lineker posed the question, Kobbie Mainoo back in the starting lineup, which begs the question, why hasn't he been playing more regularly recently? Despite the questions, there is little doubt that United's duo of Mainoo and Ugarte put in a credible performance against Liverpool and allowed them to control periods of the game. It was a clear improvement on the ailing midfield of Casemiro, and Christian Eriksen started in the 2-0 defeat by Newcastle last week. Mainu failed to feature for 5 Premier League games in a row earlier this season after suffering a muscle injury against Aston Villa, and went a 7-game stint without starting. Considering his standout 2023-24 campaign and his age, Mainu looks set to be an important fixture in the United team for the foreseeable future. As Fabrizio Romano said on his YouTube channel in November, Kobbie Mainoo is a crucial player for Manchester United owners, directors, and for Manchester United staff. Ruben Amorim loves these kind of players. Kobbie Mainoo, Lenny Yoro. These sort of players are exactly the direction he wants to take for Man Ut's future. Manchester United's already slim chances of signing Victor Gyökeres this month have just got even slimmer with the news that Bayern Munich are in the hunt for the Sporting Lisbon star. United are in desperate need of attacking reinforcements, with Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee struggling and Marcus Rashford eyeing the exit in the January transfer window. Ruben Amorim's side had failed to score in 3 successive games before their much improved performance in the 2-2 draw at Anfield on Sunday. Having frozen him out of the side, Amorim has green-lighted Rashford's potential departure this month, provided the club's £40 million valuation is met. There is also interest in Zirkzee, with Amorim admitting that he doesn't know if the Dutchman could leave this month too. Gyökeres has scored 73 goals in 78 appearances for Sporting and has been linked with a move to Old Trafford ever since Amorim and his coaching staff made the switch on November 1st. The 39-year-old United coach has made it clear to the club hierarchy that he would like to sign the Sweden international at the first opportunity. That was already a long shot, given Gyökeres has an £80 million release clause, and now the Daily Star reports that Bayern Munich have joined the race. The Bavarian giants are reportedly willing to pay the release clause, and their status in Germany, as well as presence in the Champions League, makes them a more attractive proposition for Gyökeres. United are competing in the Europa League this season and sit 13th in the Premier League, making a return to Europe's top club competition in 2025-26 unlikely. Mirror Football understands that Amorim assured Sporting that he would not sign any of their players in the January transfer window as a gesture of goodwill. He has already admitted he has no chance of luring Gyökeres to United mid-season. "I'm not going to get any players from Sporting in January," he conceded. Gyökeres costs €100 million, and it's very difficult. In a press conference while still at Sporting, Amorim added, "This is my city, this is my country, so I'll respect it. Victor has to stay until the end of the season, and then his life will probably go somewhere else." The summer transfer window could be a different thing altogether, with an overhaul of the underperforming squad already being planned. Amorim knows he will have to operate with a limited transfer budget, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Ineos hierarchy tightening the belt. Erik ten Hag was furnished with £600 million of transfers over his 2.5-year reign as manager, but his successor has been told to expect much more modest financial backing. United are under pressure to comply with profit and sustainability rules, having posted losses before tax of £312.9 million over the past 3 seasons. Lisandro Martinez concedes Manchester United accept that their recent form has been poor, but was thrilled to see a response at Liverpool. The Red Devils headed to Anfield having lost 4 games on the bounce across all competitions, and many had tipped that run to continue against Premier League leaders Liverpool. Instead, United can feel aggrieved not to have returned home with all 3 points. They initially took the lead in the 2-2 draw, with Harry Maguire having a stunning chance to win the game with seconds left in stoppage time. United's performance seemed to come out of the blue, with their recent outings offering little inspiration. Ruben Amorim's side had lost their last 3 games without scoring, and the squad have acknowledged how poor they've been, but their centre-half was inspired with how the team looked to have turned a corner. He told the BBC, "We changed our mindset. The belief, the confidence, and I saw everyone secure today. With confidence in every duel, with the pass, defending. We really enjoyed the game today. If you saw the last few games, it was poor. It's true, and we accept that. Today we played really well, and we have to believe. Football really is mental." The Argentine went on to add, "Today we showed the right character. We believed until the end. We should have won the game, we couldn't. But we tried. We have to take the positives. We were a different team than a few games ago. We played a really good game. We have to believe more in what we can do." Amorim had been forced to address the possibility of relegation. Such were United's struggles, despite the club having top 4 and trophy-winning ambitions. Their display at Liverpool did little to push them up the table, but serves as the standard going forward. Skipper Bruno Fernandes echoed Martinez's point and cited the team's mindset shift as a real game-changer. "If we show this level at Liverpool, first in the Premier League, then why can't we do this everywhere?" he said. "We have been criticised, and fairly. Our position in the table says it all. We have lost too many points. I'm pretty upset. It frustrates me, and finally I did a proper performance. We know how tough it is to play Liverpool, but we put in a real effort and played with some passion and heart."